Yeah, because what you talk about, the things that you've curated a part of your life as an identifier, but it's what brought you joy.
Yeah.
So it's like, where's your joy? And
And
but
it
you seem to be finding again, right?
yeah, it's there's this part of me that's wonders how do I start over? Do I do I try replacing all the things I lost? Or do I just start new and find new things? Because I'll go to a used bookstore and I found a book and I was like, I used to have this book, so I bought it. It's a part of me is like, this is an opportunity
Mhm.
to start fresh, and maybe I'm more of a minimalist now. I do remember having a moment in the last year looking around in my garage studio thinking, man, I got a lot of stuff. What would I do if I had to move? I would have to get one of those really big U-Hauls.
Mhm.
Um, but I was like, oh, I'm never moving, so I won't worry about that. Um, but it does kind of make you think as humans what we actually need to be happy and what are the things that we just collect for security or just because we like our cogs in this capitalist machine. So it's forcing me to reevaluate my habits, and I've always been eco sustainably conscious
Mhm.
in that I try not to like buy plastic junk or stuff that I don't need. I try to just keep my waste footprint as minimal as possible. And now I guess I have a chance to do that even more. So going to these free clothing drives and stuff, I just took very little, just like what I need to get by.
Mhm.
Um, and bringing it back to the stuff that I had donated about the tin types. Um, through the generosity of a couple people I have not met in real life up until that moment.
Mhm.
People had reached out saying they had extra camera or extra trays or plate holders and stuff. So that first month, people came through and gave me that stuff. And then I got some chemistry, and a friend of mine helped me build my dark room
Yeah.
that's portable and lives in the back of my Highlander. And about 2 weeks ago, one of my best friends, Margaret, she's my tintype mentor. She lives in Milwaukee.
Okay.
She's the one who taught me how to do tintype in 2021, and she came out for a visit. It's more sort of a moral support visit,
Okay.
and we got my kit, my studio set up in the back of my car. We mixed up all the chemistry, and we went back to my property and we set up the shot. And I took a self portrait in my ashes of my home.
Okay.
And I remember looking at that photo and it just feeling like the gravity of it and the power of it. It felt empowering to see myself standing there and being okay despite my surroundings.
Mhm.
And then also, that was the first time I had poured a plate since December. Um, so I was like jumping back into my art process again. And it felt like a milestone in this healing process. And I thought it would be a really good gift to give my community. So that's when I made a post on the Beautiful Altadena Facebook group and I offered it to my neighbors, anyone whose home burned down, that I would wanted to take their portrait in the ashes of their home, which I know is like a sensitive thing to ask because I know a lot of people don't want that. They want to sort of
Everybody's
it's
dealing with it in
too
their own
yeah,
way.
it's really sad and it's
Yeah.
really hard, but I think that for me it offered a little bit of, and I don't even wanna say closure because it doesn't feel like I have closure yet, but it offers me a little bit of, like, this sense that it's real,
Yeah.
um, because when I'm not there, I just feel like I'm on this extended slumber party at my friend's house, and it takes me actually being going to Altadena and seeing the devastation to remind myself that this really happened. And I think that unless you actually do go there, you will not get a sense of the gravity of it. I think seeing the pictures on the news or online does not do it justice, and I
No.
know that it's not great to I'm not trying to promote tourism to these sites, but in a sense, like, you should go and see it with your own 2 eyes because that's the only way to believe it. It's the most devastating thing I've ever seen in my life.
We went this last weekend, my kids and we went up through Lincoln
Mhm.
because we would go to the Stumptown there,
Mhm.
and then Lincoln, obviously, you can go all the way up. And when you go up Lincoln, you just start seeing it, and you just see it's crazy. There's places that have just a chimney, and then there's a place next to it that's still there.
Yeah.
It's there is some randomness to some of it that it's just like,
Well, then
why?
once you turn down either Loma Alta or Altadena Drive, you can go blocks and blocks and blocks, and it's just all you see is chimneys standing in ash.
Yeah.
This whole block's gone.
You see the cars that haven't been pulled out yet that are
Mhm.
just melted, and they have some barricades up. It's not like
Yeah.
the Palisades where you have to have that pass to get through.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've gone over there yet, but you have to have a pass to get through certain areas. They're just not letting anybody through. It is. There's different
It's interesting.
worlds
Yeah, I have
in
not
both
gone to the
places.
Palisades at all. I don't really have a connection to that neighborhood other than some friends that I know who's maybe have families, but for me I'm in Altadena. That's
Yeah.
where my heart is, and
Is Daisy still there?
Daisy is still there. Thank
Okay.
goodness.
Because when you were talking about it, it made me think like,
Yeah. So I hope those ladies get back to work at some point.
oh, so they're not open or anything yet?
Oh no,
No,
I don't think they're going to be open for
for a
some
while.
time,
Okay.
but the building is intact.